Good morning. Ooh, that was weak. This is an exciting time. Good morning. I want to do something just a little different. I want the firefighters of the Winston-Salem Fire Department to stand really quick. You are truly the heartbeat of the fire department, and we really do appreciate you. Now, the mic system is really good. You better be glad I cannot sing. I saw a special person in my life, Papa Greer. Can you throw your hand up? He is one of the original 8, the last one. He's 102 years old. Yes. He came in this place 1951, first day of March, him and 7 other black men, making dreams realities for others. You left this place better than you found it. I love you. Like a circle, no end, no end. I'm Desmond Till, I'm the MC. I have an honor. I met these men and women of Class 35. They're an addition, and I know that you all was almost like an Allstate commercial when they came home. Are you in good hands? Yes, they are. We're going to get started with the program. In a moment, the members of Class 31 will enter, being led by the Jamestown Pipe and Drums. Fire Department Honor Guard will then present our national colors, followed by the singing of the national anthem by Officer Florette Gregory Phillips. We ask that you place your right hand over your heart when the command to present arms is given, and keep it there until the command to order arms is issued. Please rise.
Set, go!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Colors. Ready. Move. Prepare to seat. Colors. Seat. Ready, move. Ready, face. Forward! March!
You may be seated.
Ready, seat.
We will now have our chaplain, Constantine Shepherd, come deliver our invocation.
Let us pray to the Lord. Heavenly King, comforter of the Spirit of truth, present in all places and filling all things, the treasure of blessings and giver of life. We thank you for all the blessings that you have bestowed on us and for us also to be present during this special occasion. We give thanks for these men and women who are beginning their careers of service and for those being honored for their achievements. We ask you to bless all our firefighters, grant them strength, wisdom, and courage, keep them safe, honorable, and healthy. We ask you to bless all these present, our first responders, our civic leaders, the parents, the spouses, the children, the friends and relatives who support our firefighters in this honorable but often difficult vocation of serving their community and their fellow man. We ask all of this in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Our city is headed by a council of 8 members led by Mayor Alan Joines. Mayor Joines was first elected mayor in 2001 and is now in his 7th term. Mayor Joines received a bachelor's degree in political science from Appalachian State University, a master's in public administration from the University of Georgia. During his terms, over 29,000 jobs have been created through the recruitment of 70 new or expanded companies. Please welcome Mayor Alan Joines.
Well, good morning, everyone. You know, with being mayor, you have your good days and your bad days. This is one of those good days. So we're delighted to be here to say congratulations and, more importantly, thank you to the men and women who are stepping forward to help protect our city. Want to recognize, of course, Councilmember Annette Scipio will be speaking in a moment. She's our Public Safety Chairman, as well as Councilmember Barbara Burke will be speaking. We have two council members who are in the audience here. Scott Andre Bowen is here, and Councilmember Hall is with us as well as our city manager, Mr. Pat Pate, and our assistant city manager, Ms. Thing, right? Thank you for being here. She's new for us. I know Mr. Greer has been recognized already, but I want to take another moment just to recognize Mr. Greer, one of the 8 original black firefighters who came to our city in 1951. Many others that we know during that time. Chief Irvin, who stationed downtown, is named for him. But I believe tomorrow's your birthday, I believe, 104 tomorrow. So God bless you, Mr. Greer, and thank you for being a trailblazer for our community. Public safety is one of the most important things that we do as a city. And you folks who are stepping up to put your lives at risk for our citizens is one of the main things that we exist as a city, is protecting our citizens. And I'm so grateful for your willingness to step forward and do that. We hope that we're doing the right thing with you all and making sure you have the training, equipment to make sure your job is as safe as possible and that you'll be able to perform your duties as effectively as possible. So again, on behalf of the 254,000 citizens of Winston-Salem, say thank you. Congratulations. May God bless you during your career with the fire service here in Winston-Salem. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council Public Safety Committee comprises members who oversee fire, police, emergency management. The committee is chaired by Councilmember Annette Scipio, East Ward. She obtained a bachelor's degree at Howard University in business administration and a master's degree at Duke University in liberal studies. Please welcome Councilmember Scipio.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's it. Because you know what? This day is filled with so much joy. Because we are so excited to have these wonderful people here who have graduated. You have gone the course, and we are so thankful for you to be on board. But first, I have to tell you why I love the fire department. I love the fire department because of Mr. Robert Greer and the men who made Engine 4 come to be. I was a little girl growing up in East Winston, and I can tell you when we heard the sirens and we saw that big red truck, all we did was run out the house as fast as we could and chase the fire truck. That was life in its simplest, but we admired those men so much because we had never seen African American men in uniforms coming to save our houses and homes. It was a beautiful and very cherished time for me. I also like our police department for the same reason. I'm not biased. I love them because they came on board also during my childhood. But I want to say to our new graduates, thank you for completing the course. Some of you are starting out on your very first adventure here at the fire department. Some of you may be older, and this might be a second kind of adventure for you. But as I thought about this moment and what I would say to you, you're about to embark on a magnificent journey. You start as individuals, but you know where your real success will come? It's gonna come because you learn to be a team. You're learning to work together. And you will see that when you take your individual gifts and combine it with the gifts of others, phenomenal things will happen. So as you encounter what we would think as catastrophes, you're going to be heroes because you will rock it. You will rock through every challenge because you have been well trained to do that. And I'm so proud to know that you got my back and I don't have to run after the fire trucks anymore because you guys got it. And I congratulate you. On behalf of our Public Safety Committee, we have two members here, Scott and Regina. Oh boy, I blanked out. I've known her since she was a little teenager. Stand up so that we can recognize you. We have one other member who's not here. But on behalf of our Public Safety Committee, I want to tell you that we got your back. We got your back. You know, there's good, better, and best. We strive for best. Sometimes our resources will only allow us to do better, because what you got right now is good. But just know that we're going to work to do our best to make sure you have everything you need to be exceptional. Exceptional. Because in 10 years, I want you to be that, and you know it in your spirit that you are the best, the very best. Congratulations.
Thank you, Council Member. Do we have any other elected officials that would like to come and have remarks at this time? At this time, we will have the Deputy Fire Chief, Chas Browning, come and introduce the keynote speaker, after which you will hear from the keynote speaker.
Good morning. On behalf of Fire Chief Trey Mayo, thank you, Mayor Joines, for joining us. Councilmember Scipio, Councilmember Burke, Judge Vickery, Council Members Regina Ford Hall and Scott Andre Bowen, City Manager Pat Pate, Assistant City Manager Angel Wright Lanier, and Assistant City Manager Aaron King. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. It's always great to have all of you here to support our recruits and their families on this very happy day for them. Chief Mayo is in the audience. He's with us in mind, body, and spirit, but a surgeon got a hold of his leg, so you have the chief imitation on stage. Greetings to all the fire chiefs joining us this morning. Retired Winston-Salem Fire Chief John W. Gist is in the audience. Longview Fire Chief James Brinkley. Rule Hall Fire Chief C. Eddie Bottoms. Advanced Fire Chief Rodney Miller. And he snuck in at the last minute, but retired Kernersville Fire Chief Chris Langham. Thank you. Special thanks to our second-time MC, Battalion Chief Desmond Teal. You'd think he's a seasoned pro by the way he's handling this. And Flo Gregory Phillips for rendering our national anthem. I do not envy her job. As well as the Jamestown Pipes and Drums. As always, we get great support from our marketing and communications department. You might see them scurrying around with cameras. And a special thank you to the fire department's public information officer, who always escapes when this starts. Miss Tabitha Childress makes the rest of us look like we know what we're doing. This is our first time in this venue, so in true firefighter fashion, we're just gonna figure it out and we're gonna make it work. And she has worked tirelessly to make this morning be a success. Mr. Robert Greer is in the audience. I remember him coming to visit Station 17 when I was assigned there. Mr. Greer has been described as a living legend, one of the pioneering 8 firefighters who integrated the Winston-Salem Fire Department, serving with honor and resilience. His presence here today is a powerful reminder of history and progress. He endured challenges. He and his fellow firefighters faced racism, exclusion, and resistance, yet they remain steadfast in their commitment to protecting lives and serving their community. And if I remember from the Engine 4 documentary, they put out a couple fires that nobody else could get out that day. He has given the city a lifetime of service. Even after his retirement, Mr. Greer has continued to inspire others through his wisdom, strength, and perseverance. His contributions go beyond firefighting, and he represents courage in the face of diversity. He retired in 1981 after 30 years of service. Happy early birthday, Mr. Greer. Well done, Class 35. We're here. You made it. We're all here on this day that you've been looking forward to for the past 7 months. You probably felt like some days it wasn't ever going to get here. The Winston-Salem Fire Department is the 4th largest health care provider in Forsyth County, and a firefighter is someone who needs to have the aptitude of a nurse, a social worker, and an engineer, but they also have to be adventurous enough to jump out of an airplane. Everybody isn't genetically programmed or capable of doing what you've signed up to do. So this morning we are celebrating the conclusion of the 28 weeks of early mornings, long days, late nights, blood, sweat, tears, EMS clinicals, live fire evolutions, technical scope of practice exams, and those wonderfully written Fire and Rescue Commission written tests. Congratulations to you all. It's critical for all of you to realize that while our training program is solid, most of your training has occurred under conditions that are much more controlled than what actually happens on the street. The real learning commences when you go on shift Monday morning next week. Chief Mayo will tell you that there are 3 areas that always need your attention your entire career: fire behavior, building construction, and physical fitness. Lack of attention to one or more of these areas kills about 2/3 of firefighters who die in the line of duty each year. Unfortunately, after a general decline for more than 3 decades, firefighter deaths are on the rise due to weakened building codes, lack of residential fire sprinklers, an explosion in the use of engineered lightweight construction, and the proliferation of synthetic furnishings are increasing both civilian and firefighter deaths. Firefighters who die on the fire ground are almost always the victims of not understanding what the smoke and the building is telling you, or they were victims of a poor diet and lack of exercise. Always be sharp on fire behavior, building construction, and physical fitness, and never forget how an empty salt shaker can lead to a firefighter's death. My advice to you is far less critical, but hopefully it'll make your 30-year or so career a little more enjoyable. This job will challenge your ability to stay positive. There will be days where you give every smile, tear, laugh, an ounce of energy to help the citizens of Winston-Salem. There will be days you come home and you have nothing left until you can recharge. You will continually respond to negative situations that people will expect you to fix. You will work with older, more experienced firefighters that aren't always so positive. We just say they're a little salty. I challenge you to be a source and a force of positivity in your crew, in your station, in your battalion, and in your shift. Now, it's my honor to introduce today's speaker. And I don't know if it's honor, luck, privilege, providence, serendipity, but the fire chief just so happened to need a substitute to introduce today's speaker, who, 22 years ago, when I was sitting in your exact same spot, and I was assigned to my very first crew at Engine 12, my driver might have been named Freddie Broom. Even though I only got to work with him for 3 months until he was promoted to the rank of captain, he taught me one of the most important lessons in my career, and arguably one of the most impactful. He taught me, be ready, this is complex. He taught me how to be nice and to be respectful, and how to live in a fire station and be considerate of the others. Living in a fire station for 24 hours is tricky. They become your second family, and I don't know anybody's family that gets along 100% of the time. But the skills he taught me in 3 months helped me to have a successful career, to be liked by others, and to treat everybody in my station with respect. So I tell you this now, listen up. There will be words of wisdom coming from him in just a minute. Freddie D. Broom lives in Atlanta, Georgia with his wife, Dr. Candace Broom. He has an extensive background in local government management with 25 years in the fire service. He began his career with the Winston-Salem Fire Department before going on to serve as fire chief for the cities of South Fulton, Georgia, and Valdosta, Georgia. In recognition of his leadership, he was named Georgia Fire Chief of the Year in 2019 by the Georgia Association of Fire Chiefs. Currently, Freddie is the Director of Community and Workplace Culture at Georgia Municipal Association, where he works with elected officials and municipal leaders across Georgia to create a thriving, sustainable communities where people want to live, work, and play. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Fire Safety Engineering from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, a Master of Public Administration and Local Government Management from Appalachian State University, and a Master of Science in Conflict Management from Kennesaw State University. He is currently pursuing a PhD in Change Leadership at the University of Central Arkansas. You have been busy, sir. Freddie is a certified public manager, chief fire officer, emotional intelligence and core energy coach, and registered mediator. Passionate about leadership and professional growth, he is committed to helping individuals and organizations reach their full potential. Freddie Broom, welcome, sir, and thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you. Chaz, I will cash after you. That was great. Well, I'm excited to be here, so good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? All right, that's not good enough. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Okay, good. Well, before I get started, like I say, I travel around the United States doing a lot of presentations, and most of my presentations usually in Georgia. But I always believe that every presenter should also have their own theme song that they march into. So since I wasn't able to march in, I'm just going to play my theme song. Everybody hear that? You can nod your head, it's okay. Yeah. Everybody know what that song is? Yeah. I see a couple of y'all feeling it. Oh, y'all starting to feel good, wasn't you? I had to make sure I played the appropriate song for the right venue, so I think that's a safe song. So I'm really, really excited to be here. Oops, I'm sorry, make sure I'm not recording myself. I'm really excited to be here, and I was trying to find where's Chief Mayo at? Oh, yeah. And I wanted to personally thank you, Chief Mayo, for this opportunity, for allowing me to be here, because this is truly an honor to be here, because this is where it all started for me. And so it definitely is making it a lovely day. I also want to thank Chief Gibbs for being here, retired chief from the fire department. For him being here is really making it a lovely day, because I remember when Chief Wade and I were in recruit school together, we graduated, and he gave a speech, and I was like, one day I want to stand up and be able to speak like him. So hopefully today, Chief, I will fill those shoes for you. So I'm excited to be here to talk to you briefly about your profession that you're really in, because you are in the best profession in the world, and really, really believe that. This profession is so great that it's often imitated but never duplicated. That's why they have police departments. Some of y'all got that right. So I want to briefly just kind of talk to you about what it really means to be a firefighter, what it really means to be a leader in this profession. So when I do a lot of speeches, I love talking about metaphors. I think like talking metaphorically about a lot of different things. So I'm going to talk a little bit about metaphor, and I also like using quotes. And so you'll hear me say several quotes. Now, I won't tell you who actually said the quote, because what I found out is that some people get so focused on who said it and don't pay attention to what is actually being said. And so I want you to really focus on what's being said and not worry about who actually said it. So the first thing I want you to think about is our heart, and that is so important. And I don't know why I was trying to figure out what I was going to talk about, and it came to me last night when I was driving here. And I realized that for some reason, every time when I'm talking about something I love or I'm passionate about, I always talk about my heart. The last time I did was actually almost 10 years ago. In June, it'll be 10 years when I got married in Old Salem, and I talked about my heart. And this is the second time, because this is the other part of my heart. It's part of who I am, is being a part of this profession. So I want to briefly talk about our heart and how our heart plays a key role into the positions that you're in within this fire service. So when we talk about our heart, our heart beats and blood flows through our veins. But we're not going to think about the blood flowing through our veins. I want you to think about the fire flowing through our veins. So as I talk about heart and I talk about the fire that flows through your veins, I want everybody to listen, because it's going to get a little hot in the room. Now, some of you laughed, some of you got it. So before I go any further, for those that didn't laugh, I want you to know that when I retire, my goal is to be a comedian, and y'all are not encouraging me to do that. So when we talk about fire, when we break it down, what does fire really mean? When our heart beats, that fire that runs through us, the F, it means faith. Now, when we say faith, a lot of times people may be thinking about, their religious beliefs, their religious backgrounds, and that is part of faith. But what I'm talking about when I say faith, faith is that thing that we truly believe in. It is our guided purpose. It is the thing that leads us. I spent 20 plus years in the fire service. Most of my career in Winston-Salem was at Station 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I was in the heat of a lot of different things. And there was times when I was scared, when I was afraid, when I had doubts, when I wasn't encouraged. But what led me through it was my faith in what I believed in. And what I believed in was the system that I was part of. So when we think about faith, we have to think about when we are first doing this job, it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to have those emotions. Because what gets you through it is to know that you were trained to be able to handle yourself in those situations. That's what faith is. When you're being led by your company officer, you're not worried about all the things that's trying to make you think about something in a negative way, because that faith, that belief, is believing that that officer is going to take you where you need to go. If you're inside of a fire, you're not worried about if you're going to get water. Why? Because you know that that engineer is going to make sure that they have you covered. When you go to a hazmat call, you're not worried about being contaminated or being exposed. Why? Because you trust that gear. See, that's what faith is. It's about believing in something, even if you can't see it. So if I had to give you a quote for faith, I would say faith is taking a step even when you cannot see the stairwell. Now, some of you know who said that, but that's what it's about. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your system. And as long as you find something to believe in, you will continue to thrive within your career. The next one is I. I is so important because the I is about inspiration. And we all have to find ways to be inspired. See, inspiration is what gives us hope, gives us something to believe in, something to see. So on those days when we don't have faith, it is that inspiration that gets us through that day so we can remember what we truly believe in. So when we talk about hope, I got another quote for you. It says, hope is that thing inside of us that insists, despite the contrary of evidence, that something better awaits us if we have the courage to work for it, to reach for it, and to fight for it. See, that's what that inspiration is. On those days, as I said earlier, you're going to have some lovely days, but then there are going to be some days that's not so lovely. But then that's when you have to find ways to inspire yourself to realize that the things that you're reaching for, it is reachable because you believe that you can reach it. The things that you're fighting for, it's worth the fight because you see the rewards in the end. That's what inspiration is. It's about finding that inspiration, finding those things that's going to help us continue to do the things that we were put here to do. So when we go past inspiration, go to the R. Resilience. Resiliency is so important. When we think about resiliency, we think about the importance of being flexible, understanding, bending back. Let's go back to our heart. Our heart endures a lot. Stress. There are a lot of things that we do to it. Sometimes it makes it beat faster. Sometimes it makes it beat slower. But at the end of the day, it is hard and it's so powerful. Why? Because it never stops beating, and that's why we're here today. That's what resilience is about. Even though everything that the heart goes through, it continues to pump blood and supply your body. Everything that you go through, you understand it's going to be good things, it's going to be bad things, but it's the resiliency that helps you stand tall. So if we looked at resiliency, I would say resiliency is the strength that keep us standing tall. If I had to go with a quote, and I know you're looking at it because I already gave you 2 quotes, right? So, okay, so where are you going with resiliency? Well, resiliency, a quote I would say is, I can be changed by what happened to me, but I refuse to allow it to reduce me. That's what resiliency is about. Knowing that even on those days when they're not a good day, you still find your inspiration to stay strong, to bounce back, because you go back to your faith, and that gives you your things to believe in. So you see how it's all coming together. And then the N is the E. That's empathy. Empathy is so important. See, empathy is about understanding. Empathy is about learning. Empathy is about giving yourself permission to open up your hearts and your minds to see something that maybe you did not see. So if I had to use a quote for empathy, I would say, if you change the way you see things, the things you see change. That's what empathy is about. Because it's allowing you to open up your minds and your hearts to see something that maybe you would not have seen if you didn't allow yourself to do that. See, there are times when you're going to be on calls and you're going to be there with each other for the best days, and you're going to be there with each other on some of the worst days. There are times when you're going to be there with members of your community on the good days, but then there are times when you're going to be there on the bad days. But that's where that empathy comes in, because that empathy allows you to understand this. You're not going to be there for them. You're going to be there with them. Does that make sense? That's what empathy allows us to do. So, as I wrap up, because I forgot to set my watch just to make sure I stay on time, but as I wrap up, I want you to think about everything that I talked about, of how the heart flows. But if you really want to be successful in this position as new recruits or those that are being promoted as leaders in the organization, you got to keep that fire going. You got to understand that fire, that faith is the pulse that keeps us moving forward. Inspiration is the oxygen that fuels us. Next one, resiliency. It's the strength that keeps us standing tall. And E, empathy. Empathy is the most important one because it's the lifeblood of the service that we do. So for everyone in the audience today that is new to this profession, everyone that is new to the Winston-Salem Fire Department, everyone that is currently members of the fire department, or everyone like myself and some of the other ones that are products of the Winston-Salem Fire Department, we have to remember the importance of living with our heart, leading with our heart, serving with our heart. And as long as we do that, that fire will continue to burn inside of us. And we will always have, is what I call, thank you, and make your day a lovely day.
Thank you, Freddie, for those insightful words. Each graduate sitting here before us have successfully completed more than 1,200 hours of training and testing in order to be sitting here today. Recruit Coordinator Norris White will come forth to share an overview of what it takes to become a Winston-Salem firefighter, as well as ordering the retiring of the guidon.
Good morning. Class 35, day of days. I'm a recruit coordinator, Norris White, and I've been with Class 35 since their journey with Winston-Salem Fire Department began. Throughout their training process, these 24 individuals completed a myriad of tasks to earn their right to wear the uniform and the badge. Over 29 weeks, they were crafted into firefighters, learning a range of skills that consisted of how to assess a sick person, to being able to force doors, throw ladders, and of course, fight fire. Their first assignment was 2 weeks of orientation to the city and to the fire department, where they met key figures of the city and the fire department and command staff. Their second assignment was to acquire their EMT certification, which consisted of learning CPR, anatomy, shock, general pharmacology, and many other medical subjects. There were 10 exams taken during this time, along with a final class exam and a state exam. This block of instruction lasted for 7 weeks. Their third assignment was to obtain their firefighter certification, which would test not only their mental capacity, but their physical limits as well. This block of instruction would last for 17 weeks. The classes set before them included firefighter health and safety, forcible entry, fire behavior, water supplies, fire control, RIC, and Mayday. There were 19 exams taken during this time, which were all state exams. The class also endured 3 weeks of drill where they honed their skills from pulling fire hose to dress out drills and dressing out fire hydrants. During their 29 weeks of training, they endured 2 sessions of PT a week, most of them starting promptly at 6 a.m. This culminated in over 1,200 hours of instruction. Y'all did a lot of instruction. The flag that you see with Class 35 is called the guidon. It is carried with them everywhere to signify this is where class shall meet and is in session. The flag was not given to them, it was earned by their dedication to the craft and their dedication to one another. They also had to display teamwork and the willingness to break down any barrier that stood between them and their goal of becoming firefighters. At any time, the flag could be taken if the class was not focused or on task, or if they had left it unsupervised. The flag is a great sense of pride for the class, as they would fight me over it constantly. Great sense of pride, and it serves not only as their rallying point, but a beacon to all. This is where Class 35 are becoming Winston-Salem firefighters. Before we retire the guidon, I would just like to say, of course, proud of all of you. Each of them possesses the passion of a firefighter and the willingness to learn and become better each and every day. I saw this class grow, learn things that could not be taught from textbook, from overcoming general fears, overcoming test anxiety, my anxious bunch, and the fear of failure. These 24 individuals accomplished their dream of becoming firefighters with courage, bravery, and honor. I'm proud to say to each of them earned the right to wear the badge they are about to be bestowed. Chief Mayo, city dignitaries, citizens of Winston-Salem, Class 35 is ready to report for duty. I have one last little saying that I know I always give y'all a saying, throughout y'all. Don't let a mistake today be the chains of your success tomorrow. All right, and thank you. We will now retire the guidon.
Now will we hear from the class spokesperson about their experiences of becoming a Winston-Salem firefighter. Please welcome the spokesperson for Class 35, Michael McMahon.
Good morning. All right. It is a good morning. I know you guys can agree with me, all right? We're getting out there. First off, I just want to thank everybody for being here to celebrate with us. It's been a long but short, I guess, journey, but it seems very long. It's been an honor, to stand alongside with you guys and make it through this whole recruit school. To our instructors, thank you guys. I know some of you, you had long nights, no sleep. You still came in, taught us with, great compassion and everything. I mean, some of you guys were, we could tell you were a little tired, but it's all right. It was fun. It was good. It was a good time. Yeah, thank you guys for, teaching us everything that we've got and just being there, good mood every day, no complaints or anything. To the training branch, thank you guys as well for everything that you've done for us. I know we're probably the problem child. We break everything. That's what we're known for. But that's all right. We still made it through somehow, some way. We don't quit. To the families, thank you guys for being there for us. I'm pretty sure I could say this for the whole class. None of us would have made it through without you, by our side, helping us, loving us, and supporting us. To the recruits, yep, we're here now, we did it, right? There's been some tough times, some good times, some all right times. I think we all struggled, going through PT, ladder block. Shout out to the ladder block guys, though. They're very passionate about what they do. I think all instructors are, though. I think it's very good. It was very good the way it was set up, and yeah, just from here on out, we started off as strangers, and now we're pretty much brothers and sisters. We're locked in for life, so we got to have each other's backs on the field and off the field, and that's kind of what we're looking forward to now, is just being a sponge, going out there, learning everything we can, doing everything we can to be better every day, in the field and off the field. But that's all I've got. So thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, as well. Thank you.
I thank you for those words. I forgot to tell you, class 35, y'all are looking sharp. Looking sharp, waiting for your badges, right? We will now have our Honorable Judge, Carrie F. Vickery, administer your oath, class 35. Class 35, on your feet.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Carrie Vickery. I'm a district court judge here in Forsyth County. And thank you, Chief Maya, for the opportunity to be with you all today. Congratulations to the men and the women of Class 35. I'm so excited to be here. This is an exciting occasion. I'm excited for you all, but also selfishly, I'm excited to be here because you all are smiling and you're happy. And when I go to court later, that's not exactly the reception that I'm going to receive. So this is a nice break. So with that being said, if you will raise your right hand and state your name. Do hereby declare that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of North Carolina, and the laws and ordinances of the City of Winston-Salem. I pledge to faithfully serve the City of Winston-Salem and its citizens with integrity, courage, and compassion. I will honor the Firefighter Code of Ethics by maintaining the highest standards of personal and professional conduct. I vow to respect the trust placed in me by the community and my fellow firefighters, ensuring my actions are guided by honesty and accountability. In the performance of my duties, I will demonstrate respect, empathy, and kindness to all individuals without prejudice or discrimination. I swear as a firefighter for the City of Winston-Salem to uphold these principles and to dedicate myself to the safety and well-being of the community I serve. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge. We're now excited to present our newest firefighters with their badges. As part of tradition, we will call each graduate's name, and they will step forward to be congratulated by Chief Browning on stage and receive their badge. Each graduate has chosen a special person to pin their badge for the very first time. If you have been selected to do the honors, I ask that you move to the left side where Ms. Childress is right there raising her hand. And wait for your graduate to come down off the stage, and then you will go to the photo wall and take a picture with your graduate.
Left, right. Forward, march.
Kyler Glenn Beller. Eugene Clayton Blankenship. Houston Reeves Butler. Dakota James Cook. William Javarian Dobson. Austin Taylor Duggins. Corey Walker Glover. Jamal Jerome Lewis Hazlip. Victor Nelson Heischmidt. James Glenn Kelly. Carter James Lynch. Michael David McMahon. Zachary Taylor Matoya. Brian Alexander Morrow. Dominic Justin Nally. Ahmad Lee Patrick. Joshua Emmanuel Robertson. They have their badges. They smiling over here. Kieran Randall Sawyer. Keith Odell Sherrod Jr., Stephen J. Spencer, Ashley Marie Steele, Andrew John Tenio Jr., Angel Cruz Velasquez, Olivia Danette Wilkes, Have just one more picture, one more picture. Class 35, I hadn't seen y'all smile all morning. Them badges do something, huh? Let's give them a well-deserved round of applause. We will now move forward with the program and go to promotions. We're now excited to present our newest promotees with their badges. As part of the tradition, we will call their name, they will move forward and be congratulated by Chief Gray on stage and receive their badge. Each promotee has chosen a special person to assist them in pinning their badge for the very first time. If you have the honors, I'll have you come to the left side of the room. And when your promotee exits the stage, you can tell I'm a battalion chief, we'll capture a picture with you and your promotee. The badges will be presented by Chief Andrew Gray. From firefighter to engineer, Ethan Adams. Jeremy Davis. Elijah Dabb. Anthony Marlowe. Levi Park. Walker Wilkins. From engineer rank to captain, Brett Howe. We hear you. Luis Olvera. From captain rank to battalion chief, Kevin McLaurin. From battalion chief rank to assistant chief, my classmate, Patrick Grubbs. Let's give them a round of applause. We will now have Chief Duffield come to present the Outstanding Teammate Award.
This is going to be a quick one. The inscription on the plaque: for representing the spirit and attitude of an outstanding teammate by Winston-Salem Fire Department. Today's date, recruit class 35, Austin Duggins.
We will now have Councilmember Barbara Haynes Burke, Northeast Ward, come and present the Vivian H. Burke Character Award.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to also honor Mr. Greer for his tireless journey, unwavering service, and the commitment, the inspiration that you have provided for our community. Thank you, Mr. Greer. To the graduates of Class 35, I encourage you to carry the torch. Honor Mr. Greer. Honor his legacy by upholding integrity, courage, and unity throughout your careers. Your commitment to public safety strengthens our community, and each of you play an integral role in continuing this legacy of positive change. We are deeply grateful to Mr. Greer that in 1981, he set out on a pioneering path of service and chose to stand with character in the face of adversity. Thank you again. The dictionary defines character as the attributes and the ethical traits that set a person apart. True character is reflected in one's actions, especially when no one is watching. The Vivian H. Burke Character Award honors the late council member Vivian H. Burke, Mayor Pro Tem, my mother-in-law, who dedicated 43 years of serving on the city council, and she was the longest-serving chair on the Public Safety Committee. This award is presented to a recruit in each police and fire training class who exemplifies integrity, ethical behavior, and team-building skills, demonstrating exceptional character. For Recruit Class 35, the Vivian H. Burke Character Award is proudly awarded to Michael McMahon.
We will now have Chief Browning come and present the Fire Chiefs Award.
The Fire Chiefs Award, on behalf of Chief Trey Mayo, is presented to the class valedictorian who maintained the highest average through the 28 weeks of training. Attaining such a high academic standing is no small feat. I remember my time in the Fire Academy, and if it was anything like that, there was probably a lot of people vying for this award, and the scores were really close. As I mentioned in the opening, it's early mornings, long days, long nights, weekend assignments. It's a grueling 28 weeks, and 28 weeks of topics for some that are completely foreign. You don't learn the physics of fire behavior, hydraulics, or ventilation practices in most high school or undergraduate curricula. And you've learned these topics while weaving in time to eat, sleep, spend time with your friends and your family. If you weren't preparing for an EMT exam, you were practicing tying knots in the dark, or rehearsing the steps to share your breathing air with an incapacitated crewmate. These are skills that must be mastered at the level of unconscious competence and performed under conditions more stressful than most people can imagine. Congratulations to Class 35 valedictorian and recipient of the Chiefs Award, Zachary Montoya.
We will now have Latika McLemore and Assistant Fire Marshal Quincy Jackson come present the Jesse McLemore J.R. Pat Trophy.
So on behalf of the fire department and his wife, we would like to present this award to Captain Chappell, the Quincy Jack, or not the Quincy Jack. My fault. Come on up, Captain Chappell.
We will now have Captain Christopher Delalis come to present awards and recognitions of retirees.
Thank you all for being here. We're going to start off with one of the most significant awards and presentations that we can do and recognize our retirees. We stand here in the shadow of your legacy and on the foundation you built for us. If you are a retiree from the City of Winston-Salem Fire Department, if able, please stand at this time. If unable, please raise your hand so that we can properly recognize you for serving over 86,000 hours of your lives in the time of your career to the people of Winston-Salem. Please stand if able. At this time, if you're receiving a Cardiac Arrest Save Award, I ask that you step over to this side of the stage. The Winston-Salem Fire Department validates a CPR save based on the patient's outcome. The following individuals performed admirably in a cardiac arrest incident in which the patient regained pulses and was later discharged from the hospital. This is one of the hardest things to accomplish. When I call your name, please come line up on stage so that we can recognize you all. Interim Battalion Chief Chad Boger. Engineer Michael Chapman. Firefighter Malcolm Curry. Captain Christopher Delalis. Firefighter Christopher Drone. Engineer Elijah Dabb. Firefighter Dion Fowler. Captain Daniel Gossett. Firefighter Brody Jones. Firefighter AJ Copenheffer. Firefighter Chase Langham. Engineer Austin Laws. Captain Jonathan Lindholm. Firefighter Mason Marshall. Engineer Brian Manuel. Firefighter Tyler McLean. Engineer Grayson Morton. Firefighter Henry Murray. Firefighter Corinne Perry. Engineer Levi Park. Engineer Zeb Pugh. Firefighter Charles Reynolds. Firefighter Joshua Rich. Engineer Dante Singletary. Captain Travis Sink. Firefighter Carson Snyder. Firefighter Jaleesa Soni. Firefighter Adam Simerson. Engineer Richard Thacker. Engineer Victor Taylor. Firefighter Eli Thomas. Firefighter Aaron Wentland. Firefighter Matthew Wilson. And Firefighter Charles Yurt. There are many other names that were not called because they were not able to be present today. But please join me in congratulating these people for earning the Cardiac Arrest Save Award. Thank you. At this time, we're going to move into the department's commendation award. If you're receiving a commendation, if you could, please step over to the side of the auditorium. The Commendation Award is the department's third highest award. It is awarded for exceptional performance on or off duty and demonstrates a high level of professionalism or outstanding performance. A brief synopsis of the incident will be read, and then the members will be called up on stage. On June 27th of 2024, units were dispatched to a structure fire on Argonne Boulevard. Engine 4 arrived to find heavy black smoke coming from the structure. Captain Gajewski of Engine 4 was notified that an occupant was still inside the structure. Ladder 5 and members of Rescue 1 entered the structure to rescue the victim. The victim was located in a bedroom and was removed from the structure. She was transported to the hospital and later discharged. Please recognize Captain Barry Smith, Captain Matthew Sink, Engineer Jonathan Wilmoth, Firefighter Timothy Farron, and Firefighter Terry Russell. On May 29th, Ladder 19 and Engine 11 responded to a childbirth. The mother was going into labor unexpectedly. As the baby presented, it was found to have the umbilical cord wrapped around its neck, jeopardizing the baby's life. Fire personnel were able to clamp the cord, cut the cord, and suction the baby's airway, preventing any further danger. The quick and professional actions, while remaining calm, exemplified the highest level of skill and professionalism required by the citizens of Winston-Salem. Please join me in recognizing Captain Christopher Belcher, Firefighter Charles Foster, Firefighter Dylan Langham, Firefighter Zach Peoples, Captain Scott Blair, Firefighter Torian Gordon, and Firefighter Evan Van Hoy. On April 1st, Engine 15, Ladder 14, and Rescue 1 responded to a motor vehicle accident with injuries. Engine 15 arrived on scene and found one patient ejected from the vehicle and the driver pinned in the vehicle. Further complicating the danger of the incident, down power lines prevented personnel from operating on the vehicle's passenger side. Units worked seamlessly and rapidly, treating both patients and extricating the driver in under 10 minutes from arrival. Both patients were later successfully discharged from the hospital. Please recognize Captain Justin Grubb, Captain Cameron Chappell, Captain Christopher Delalis, Engineer Ross Flint, Engineer Tommy Smith, Engineer Ian Nelson, Firefighter Brody Jones, Firefighter Christopher Marceau, Firefighter Israel Crispin, Firefighter Dre Herrera, and Firefighter Maxwell Schnupp. When Hurricane Helene struck western North Carolina, the members of the Winston-Salem Fire Department responded in numerous ways. Numerous engine companies were staffed by volunteers prepared to be self-sufficient for days and deployed out west to provide much needed assistance to these devastated communities. These members responded to calls for service in these communities for structure fires, medical calls, and many other types of incidents. For their selfless willingness to aid others, please join me in recognizing Battalion Chief John Suiters, Captain Travis Sink, Captain Zachary Smith, Captain Luis Olvera, Captain Justin McIntyre, Engineer Scott Dixon, Engineer Timothy Gentry, Engineer Austin Spa, Engineer David Brooks, Firefighter Dylan Langham, Firefighter Angelo Pisa, Firefighter Cody Joyner, and Firefighter Ashton Perinella.
We will now have Captain Drew Shelton and Assistant Chief Andrew Gray come and present the Medal of Valor Awards.
Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. My name is Drew Shelton. I'm a captain with the Winston-Salem Fire Department, and I serve alongside Engineer Boshin, firefighters McElroy and Corza Reyes. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you to all the Winston-Salem firefighters. You all do a job that will push you mentally and physically to your limits, and you do it every day with courage, dignity, and respect to the citizens. So thank you all for what you do. I'm here today, though, to award Engineer Philip Boshin, a father, a co-worker, an amazing teammate, and a good friend of mine, with the Medal of Valor. It's the highest award that the Winston-Salem Fire Department awards its members, and it's awarded to members who exhibit extreme courage and bravery on emergency situations. On the morning of May 26, 2024, Engine 11 was dispatched to a working apartment fire. On scene, we encountered a two-story apartment building with a working fire, flames showing from the first floor, heavy smoke coming from the first floor, and the smoke was blanketing the entire apartment building. We soon received reports from communications that there was an occupant trapped in the apartment directly above the fire apartment who was unable to exit her apartment due to the smoke conditions, and that she was retreating to her back balcony. This back balcony had no stairs down, so she's stuck on the second floor above the fire on the back side of the building. Engineer Boshin was given the order to take a ladder to the back side of the building to perform a rescue. Without hesitation and without any PPE on, Engineer Boshin snatched a ladder off the side of Engine 11 and within 40 seconds made his way around to the back side of the building, where he encountered a panicked occupant on the second floor balcony, unable to get down. He quickly climbed the ladder and was able to coach the victim over the side of the ladder and to the ground. He safely got her to the ground and around to the front of the building. And what makes this rescue even more notable is that before the rescue occurred, Engineer Boshin woke up from a dead sleep at 6:30 in the morning, safely got our crew to the scene, assisted with stretching the first attack line, pumped it to the proper pressure, and we were able to get water on the fire in less than a minute after our arrival. It's a testament to the fast-paced nature of our profession and how we're forced to deal with complex scenarios on the fly. And anybody here will tell you that making a grab as a driver is not an everyday occurrence. And what's even more notable is that after the rescue, Phil's job wasn't over. He continued to mine the pump panel of Engine 11. He cleaned tools, he rehabbed his crew, and he ensured the truck was in good working order for the next call. Phil's heroism and professionalism that day should be recognized. He's a model of a Winston-Salem firefighter. He acted instinctively when tasked with something that a driver is not typically asked to handle. He saved a life, which is the ultimate honor for a firefighter. And furthermore, he's a family man. He had a lot to lose that morning, but he immediately and without hesitation jumped into action to save the life of a stranger. Phil, your crew, your family, and the fire department, and the citizens are proud of the example you set that day. Please come up and get your award.
Thank you. I want to first apologize to Ms. McLemore. That award was given to Ladder 14, Platoon 1 in honor of late Captain Jesse McLemore, who passed away a couple years ago. And in his honor, we present that to the crew who performs best during the physical ability tests that all firefighters go through annually. So for the next award, I would ask that all the members on the Hurricane Helene deployment join me up here on stage. As these members are joining, I want to share just a quick overview, as I know we're pressing for time. Some of the things that these individuals faced was, we all know with Hurricane Helene that it occurred in September around the 25th. We got an early notification for an early pre-stage deployment. Our members left with a 13-day deployment with no staging days in between. This was a 16-person Type 1 state swift water team that responded. They worked from Wednesday night till Saturday night with minimal rest. They lost cell service and internet service on September 28th, which rendered them helpless in communicating back with families or any member with the fire department. They did, however, have radio communications, which I appreciate Captain Daniel Gossett in the crowd who maintained that communication with Chief Drone throughout the whole time. This team worked 4 counties from McDowell, Jackson, Haywood, and Avery County. They had over 285 damage assessments completed, 300 human interactions, 450 miles either by foot or boat, and drove over 1,600 miles. Our Winston-Salem firefighters and our Swiftwater team, I thank you, and let's give them a round of applause. One other recognition I would like to make, if I could have Samantha Moose and Donald Davis please stand up. I'm not asking you to come on stage, just stand up. I want to recognize these 2 individuals for their countless and tireless efforts. When our firefighters go out, they face several traumatic and life-changing events. These 2 individuals that I've asked to stand are always on call and willing to come in and recognize and take care of the mental health that our firefighters may need. They have come in at countless hours at night from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. to make sure our firefighters are getting what they need. And even when our members return from deployment, they come in and they make sure that our firefighters are ready to go home and face their families from everything they face. So, round of applause for these 2 individuals.
We will now have Chief Duffield present the Instructor of the Year Award, followed by Chief Browning, who's going to present the Fire and Life Safety Person of the Year Award.
We're going to get dry here for about 30 seconds, not nearly as adventurous of everything you just heard about. NFPA 1041 describes 3 levels of instructors. A level 1 instructor can teach from a prepared lesson plan. A level 2 instructor can create their own lesson plan. A level 3 instructor can coordinate an entire training program. The individual that we're recognizing today, I have seen this individual excel at all 3 levels. Those of you in the Winston-Salem Fire Department uniform, I don't have to say any more than that because he's impacted you in some way at some point. Instructor of the Year goes to Battalion Chief Marcus Strawn. Where did he escape to?
This year's winner of the Fire and Life Safety Person of the Year Award exemplifies a volunteering and willing spirit, humility, and never seeking his own glory. He is an unsung hero, works behind the scenes, doesn't take credit for everything that he does, and always puts his hand up for jobs that nobody else wants. This year, we started a new program where we had fire investigators working on a shift schedule, which allowed to have experts trained in investigation and also code enforcement available round the clock 24 hours a day, which is a first for Winston-Salem. Not only did he volunteer for that program, but he worked tirelessly for about 6 months with all the administrative and logistical needs of setting up a new program. In addition, he also worked that same 6 months to train his replacement as a new construction inspector, which is a very technical and demanding job. Also, he took over all special event permitting and inspections, which to me felt like a full-time job in itself. Not done. He also volunteered to deploy to Western North Carolina and assist those in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. And he fit all that in 1 year. This year's Fire and Life Safety Person of the Year award goes to Micah Bodford.
We will now have Captain Blake Gross come and present the Firefighter of the Year award.
To me, this is one of the most valuable awards that the fire department can offer. The firefighter position is the most dynamic part of our job. The foundation laid by mastering the craft carries us throughout the rest of our career. Despite any rank or position that I or anyone else may ever hold, if you're worth your value, you want to always be remembered as a firefighter. It's a privilege for me to stand up in and of itself, but especially to stand up and present this award. Walking up here and standing in front of all you is a little more special and has a little more value to me this time. I don't take that for granted, but as a leader, it's my responsibility to define our mission and ensure that my people have what they need to achieve the mission's success. That includes motivation, guidance, and instruction. When the committee set forth to figure out who was going to be the firefighter of the year, I'm not sure exactly what they were looking for when they made the award selections. But if you were looking for a motivated, educated, hardworking firefighter, you made the right choice. If you were looking for a natural leader who's willing to put his own needs to the side and make sure everyone around them is more successful, you found one. And if you were looking for someone who represents every aspect of a firefighter to the fullest, you chose the right one. If you would have asked me, I would have told you there's no better firefighter, brother, or friend I can think of that's more deserving of this recognition than Henry Nathan Murray.
We will now have Assistant Chief Andrew Gray come present the Officer of the Year award, and then he will have closing remarks.
Because of where I see him seating, I'm going to go ahead and ask Battalion Chief John Suiters to make his way to the stage. So the Officer Award, no different than the Firefighter Award, is one of the most honorable. This is an individual that is a chief's chief. He's here for the firefighters, he's here for the chief officers, he makes sure the job gets done, he makes sure the men and women in the street have what they need to get the job done. This battalion chief has helped oversee the hiring process for the last several years, and without him, you all possibly could not be in the seat you're in today, nor those who have come before you. Chief Suiters has deployed on several events, even recently, as you saw in the Helene, to help serve on an engine company. So it's with my honor, I congratulate Battalion Chief John Suiters, the Officer of the Year. Today has been a moment of immense pride as we celebrate the graduation of our newest firefighters and the outstanding achievements of those who have demonstrated service excellence. This ceremony is not just a milestone, but a testament to the strength, dedication, professionalism that define the Winston-Salem Fire Department. To our recruits, I could not be prouder of the hard work, resilience, determination you have shown throughout your training. You have met every challenge head-on, proving your commitment to the profession and to the city of Winston-Salem. As you step into this new chapter, carry forward the values of integrity, service, courage that brought you here today. You are now a part of the brotherhood and the sisterhood that stands ready to serve, protect, and make a difference. To our award recipients, your dedication and excellence set a standard for all to follow. Your hard work, your leadership, and your unwavering commitment strengthen our department and the community we serve. Your achievements inspire us all, and I'm incredibly proud of the example you set for both your peers and the next generation of firefighters. To the families and loved ones, your support has been instrumental through this journey. The sacrifices you make, the encouragement you give, and the unwavering belief in your firefighters' mission do not go unnoticed. You are a vital part of this department's success, and we thank you. As we close this ceremony, let us all take pride in what we have accomplished together. Whether you're beginning your journey or continuing a distinguished career, know that you are part of something greater than yourself. A tradition of service, excellence, and unwavering dedication to the city of Winston-Salem. Congratulations once again to our recruits, our award winners, and everyone who contributes to the strength of the Winston-Salem Fire Department. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Give yourselves a round of applause. And with that, we adjourn our ceremony. I want to thank you to the Two Cities Church for hosting this event in this beautiful facility. Thank you all for coming out and supporting that. We have refreshments out in the hallway. Take your time to have more pictures made in front of this banner, and there's 2 banners out front for you to take more pictures of. Thank you again.